again, where were you? Like, how did you feel? Because it changed your life. So
I was at home playing video games with my brothers, and on Saturday afternoon, got an email. Congratulations. I read congratulations, and that's it. I didn't read the rest of the email. I didn't read the rest. I said, congratulations. I said, oh, whew. I closed it. I said, wow.
Welcome to episode 2 of The New College Mindset. I'm your host, Jerica. As a prior college faculty member and recipient of scholarships totaling $450,000, my mission is to take that knowledge and help first and second generation students successfully navigate their college experience. Today, we have on the show Nehemiah Abel, a graduate of Georgetown University and recipient of the Payne Fellowship. Y'all, this fellowship paid for his education, which turned into a job that allows him to travel around the world serving communities in need. So if you're a first and second generation student with a passion for culture, language, and development, and a dream to attend school debt-free, this is your episode. I am here today with Nehemiah. I'm so excited to have you on the show because you're going to be talking to us about the Payne Fellowship, which is a fellowship that you received for your graduate school education. Can you tell us a little bit about who told you about the Payne Fellowship? Where did you hear about it?
Yes, so I would say for me, the Payne Fellowship honestly changed my life, and it continues to do so to this day. So in undergraduate, I got my degree in marketing, so very business oriented. But at heart, my passion was truly international development. For my background coming from Burundi, so that was always what I wanted. Where my passion was. And like I mentioned before, I was very much involved in a lot of things, a lot of multicultural things. So there at the university, the vice president for DEI got reached out about the different fellowships in international affairs, such as Payne Fellowship, Pickering, and they saw me as a person who was very passionate about development and very involved, and said, why not give this a try? So with that, I was able to apply, and luckily I was blessed the opportunity to get it.
Kind of, what are the qualifications? Because that's really awesome that you had a business degree or your business background and you were able to, come into the Payne Fellowship. What are the qualifications to apply to be a Payne Fellow?
The simple ones is 3.2. A 3.2 overall GPA. You have to be a U.S. citizen. And honestly, the application, they're less interested in your degrees and what you have done, those kind of things, and more about what's your story. And because it's very competitive and it's nationwide, so people that apply to these things are very, very accomplished. I don't know how I made it, but very accomplished individuals have done a lot.
Because you're accomplished. That's
very, very accomplished. So it's all about really, can you tell your story, and does your story align with a mission? And in this case, with USAID's mission, because ultimately you're going to be working for USAID.
You get to serve. That's what the Payne Fellowship is about. You get to serve your country and working on very meaningful development issues all around the world. And so I think that's really awesome that you were able to be selected as a recipient of the Payne Fellowship. What does that come with? What did the whole package entail for you?
Ooh, I should quite back up a little bit. So when you're applying for the fellowship, you also need to be applying at the same time for graduate schools.
Okay.
And so at the same time, at this point, you're in October, November, you're applying for both graduate schools as well as the Payne Fellowship. So that way, when you do get it, you're ready to go. And the Payne Fellowship, they have a bunch of partner schools that kind of know the systems. They know you and they welcome you. I mean, it's a school's dream that to have a high achieving individual come to their school with money. So it's like the schools will reach out to you. And even before that, when you are semifinalist alone, you will be flooded with emails from different universities. I'm talking the Browns, the Harvard, the Yales, the Georgetowns, the Texas A&M, the SAIS, all those schools. Because they really want you to come to their program. So way before you're a finalist, they have been flooding you with emails wanting you to come to their schools.
Were you receiving pay, or how did that work?
Graduate school program, they're paying for a graduate school. That's one. And two, they were giving you a living stipend. So as you're in graduate school, they're giving you some amount. Again, you can look this up on their website, but they're
Mm-hmm.
giving you some amount for living. So you're getting that in the summer for both the summer internship on Capitol Hill as well the one overseas.
Mm-hmm.
They're paying you, of course, because
Wow.
this is how it works. But once you make that decision for school, you're doing a summer internship on the Capitol Hill. So either you're
Mm-hmm.
working in the Senate side or the House side to kind of know
Okay.
how, in this case, how AID, how development is playing a role in terms of Congress. And then from there, you finish your first year of graduate school. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, you're doing a summer internship somewhere in the world. For me, I was blessed to go to Lima, Peru, in which I had a wonderful
Wow.
experience. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Peruvian food is
Man.
chef's kiss. If you haven't tried it,
What's your favorite Peruvian food?
I have to say ceviche.
Oh, okay.
Ceviche is
Okay.
so delicious, and I don't even like raw fish like that. I don't. But for me to say ceviche it must be that good.
Did they put you with like a host family? Were you with like the embassy, or kind of where did you stay while you were in Peru since you had such a
Well,
great time?
what a wonderful question. So with that, they treat you because at this point, you're an adult, you're doing graduate school.
Mm-hmm.
They expect a lot from you, so they treat you like a diplomat. So they're
Mm-hmm.
giving you're staying at a hotel or at an apartment somewhere, and they're housing you, and they have you with somebody who can help you kind of navigate the city or the country you're in, and they were very
Mm-hmm.
very extremely supportive.
Wow. And so, like, I guess when you were in Peru, was there like a project that you really enjoyed working on? Like, did you feel like the work that you were doing there was meaningful?
Yes, I think for the time in Peru specifically, that one I
Mhm.
felt I was doing meaningful work. And so USAID was rolling out its policy on indigenous people. So hearing indigenous voices, so that way
Wow.
we could incorporate the voices from the ideas of the projects to when it's being fully implemented.
Mm.
So
Yep.
that was meaningful. And I also got to a chance to do a field trip in which I went to the Amazon jungles and kind of see some of the
Wow.
programs that were there.
Okay, so that was the time in Peru, which
Mhm.
sounds amazing and very meaningful because I like how they really incorporated you in the day to day.
Mhm.
Because, sometimes you do internships, you're not really incorporated, you're kind of like on the outside. And so you really got some meaningful experience. And so in your time on the Hill, too, like kind of what was your experience there? What did you take away from that time while you were there?
So the Hill, you get to appreciate a lot of things that you may see on the news, or just because
Mhm.
it takes when the senator or congressperson goes out there and speak, the amount of work that goes behind it. Very few people know how much work goes into it.
Mhm.
So there I was doing a bunch of briefings on different issues, specifically on as it relates to Africa, because I was working for the senator who was
Hmm.
the subcommittee chair on Africa. So it really makes you appreciate some of the things that that kind of happened from Congress side. It was very interesting to see.
Awesome. So, as you were going through the process, the interview process, and everything, what for you was the biggest hurdle to overcome when applying? Because I know a lot of our students that are listening are thinking, can I do this? Can I apply for this? For you, when you think back to your time with the Payne Fellowship and in that application process, what was that biggest hurdle that you had to overcome?
The biggest hurdle was in terms of getting the personal story right, because within that you have to draft your personal statement, financial
Mhm.
statement, and you have two to three recommenders that kind of speak on your behalf. For me, it was getting the personal statement out. Well, in terms of figuring out, am I being too robotic and just telling them what I have accomplished? How does the story sound? And I was blessed to have a lot of mentors, a lot of people who were much better writers than me, that I would send my story, and they would just be like, "This is okay. This doesn't sound right." And every week it was a new draft. Every week it was a new draft. So
Wow.
that was part of the challenge, because I said before, they really care about your story and how does it relate to this mission. Everybody's accomplished. You're going competing against people who are accomplished over the nation.
So if a student's interested in applying for the Payne Fellowship, and let's say that's their STEAM hurdle, writing the story, right? Essay writing. What would you give them as advice to being able to overcome that hurdle of writing the statement?
So in that case, most schools have a writing center or writing tutor or what may
Mhm.
have you. Write it and have them look at it, just kind of fix the grammar things. And also send it to your recommenders. Read it out loud. Read it to your parents. Read it to your friends. Read it to your friends' friends. I did all of that just to make sure that I had all my ducks in a row with that personal statement.
So the biggest thing, though, when you received that you were a recipient of the Payne Fellowship, again, where were you? Like, how did you feel? What was I feel like, because it's such a big moment that a lot of us, don't get to talk about often, like, because it changed your life. So yeah, what happened?
I was at home playing video games with my brothers, and on Saturday afternoon, got an email. Congratulations. I read congratulations, and that's it. I didn't read the rest of the email. I didn't read the rest. I said, congratulations. I said, oh, whew. I closed it. I said, wow.
So who was the first person you told once you got it? Like,
I was playing video games with my younger brother, so I was like, guys, it's here. I mean, I'm not making this up. And they, of course, they were congratulations. They didn't even read the whole congratulations, and they wish they just started celebrating. And then I told my parents like an hour or so later, and it was just an exciting day.
Actually, you never told us what university you go to. What did you select? Which university?
So I ended up going to Georgetown University, and I was in the School of Foreign Service. But my program was called the Global Human Development Program. It was a great experience, very, very international focus. I would attribute all the things I do to my humble beginnings back in Burundi. I've always had the heart, and my parents instilled in me the heart, to serve others. Service has been a big thing for my family. So to get paid while to serve sounds a little bit strange, but it has really truly meant a great opportunity for me, and especially as a first generation student, because I can't afford to go to Georgetown. No way. There's no way.
No way. Yeah, no. And how many people are they taking now for the Payne Fellowship?
I believe it's 30 people now, but my class
30
was 15.
people.
I was the last 15 class to be 15 people.
Wow. It's gonna date me. I remember when it was 5 people. I remember when they started, they were only taking 5 people. Now it's 30. So, if you guys, your students out there, you're listening, there's a lot of opportunities. Nothing is further from the truth to say that you can't apply. You should be out there applying for this fellowship, because I think it's a really, really great opportunity for students out there. Do you have any other things that you think a student should know when they are applying for it? Nehemiah?
Yes. So the part of it, what makes the Payne Fellowship so great is the community. I can reach out to pretty much any Payne Fellow over the world, and they will welcome you with open arms. And it's even great when I'm in the country that they're serving, and it's like, okay, let's go get dinner. And it's just there's that family close knit to it. So I recommend, as you're doing this process, talk to other Payne Fellows, ask them their advice, how they like the experience, and they're able to kind of guide you and coach you through the process. But that's one thing I would highly recommend.
If someone wants to reach out to you, or is that an option? Like, I don't know if a student is interested in talking to you about your experience, they can reach out to you maybe on LinkedIn or something.
Yes, Nehemiah Abel. Go ahead and connect with me on LinkedIn.